Hello everybody, Riprod here, and welcome back to episode 2 of revisiting World at War and Black Ops 1 Zombies. By the way, I'd like to point out that Black Ops 2 is great too, but in this series we're just going over the absolute best games. So in this episode we are going to be covering Riese, and I know a lot of people pronounce it Riese, but I pronounce it Riese, so we're going to go with that for the sake of the video. Riese was definitely one of the best maps. Starting from the start, you come in on a teleporter pad. Revealed to you is Pack-a-Punch for the first time in Zombies history. Pack-a-Punch was definitely a big milestone in Zombies. It was probably the greatest advancement into surviving to the high rounds since Jug. Riese had a decent starting room with 4 barriers, as most of the maps do, including the hole that you can dive down into, my favorite thing to do as soon as you spawn. I'd like to mention real quick that the footage you see here is technically from the Black Ops 1 remake. It's going to be that way with all of the World at War maps, and there were some differences, but oh well, you get the idea. Even in the Black Ops 1 remakes, Riese had some fun wall guns, such as the Gewehr and the Thompson. Once leaving the starting room, if you go the correct way, it's only 2 more purchases until you reach the box and power. Once turning on the power, the bridge and electric gates come down. Usually the next move, aside from buying the box, is going to get Jug. You will find Jug in a corner of Death, a trend carried on to many Zombies maps after this. One thing that Riese introduced was the teleporters, a super nostalgic part of Zombies. On Riese, you simply link all 3 to the mainframe to open Pack-a-Punch and then activate them for use. While not being the first instance of them, Riese also provided the super nostalgic electric traps. Just the same can be said about the Wonder Waffle. There weren't too many circling spots in this map. Circling really started to become a thing after this map was released. However, it was possible to circle in the warehouse or the open spot by the power switch, or the area underneath the catwalk. Speaking of the catwalk, do you all remember the Riese strategy? It was pretty simple. Stick around power for a few rounds and then open that back door and camp on the catwalk. Camping on the catwalk is probably one of the most memorable things of all of Zombies. As for bosses, it was dogs every 4 to 7 rounds, and they leave you a max ammo every time you defeat them. The absolute best boss Zombies system, and the first one at that. Around 16 or 17, the dogs start spawning in with the zombies, which actually poses an interesting challenge as the rounds continue on. Riese also had the symbol monkeys, one of the best equipment types in all of Zombies history, besides the Gersh device. I'll leave it at that. Everybody camped on the catwalk or in the underground corridor until they couldn't anymore. Then you basically ran around or teleported around until the game was over. This map was definitely on the simpler side of Zombies maps, but it was great all around. One more thing to say, Riese came with the signature song, Beauty of Annihilation, one of the best of all of the Zombies songs.